CEO of LlamaIndex. Thanks, Hansa, for the great introduction. And basically, my goal is to first just give you an overview of the company. We are an agent framework. We also have some other stuff around knowledge management and document processing. And so part of the goal is to basically just give you a sense of what we do. And then afterwards, I think Avery has a great demo on how you actually integrate LlamaIndex within the Google ecosystem to build what we call like a report generation agent. And it falls in this category of agents that we really care about, which is what we call knowledge agents over your data. So fundamentally, we are a developer platform for helping any developer build knowledge agents that help automate different types of knowledge work over their enterprise data sources. We're one of the leading development platforms and communities for Gen AI. We have followers, downloads, etc., used by Fortune 500 companies to startups. So if we think about, the stack that you need to actually build an agent, especially the type of agent that can reason over your data, you really need two main components. The first is a knowledge management layer that helps you connect, process, and centralize your unstructured data for your AI agents. This allows you to actually connect to your data sources, make sure that it's in the right format, whether it's starting from an unstructured data source or a structured data source, so that you can actually serve it as a tool to an AI agent that can reference that data as context or take actions over it. The second is this agent framework layer or orchestration that helps you build and deploy complex multi-agent applications on top of your data. Some of the example use cases that we're excited about, and I'm sure many of you are probably building, include like document research, like chatbots, assistant type interfaces where a user can interact with an AI in a human-in-the-loop fashion to get back the insights that they want. There's also more kind of like automated multi-step extraction and automation workflows where it basically automates an entire business process as opposed to just kind of creating an assistant form factor. And then there's also, for those of you who are familiar with deep research or basically anything that generates like a giant piece of content, agents are increasingly able to automate knowledge work with like kind of report generation or artifact generation interfaces. So LlamaIndex basically provides two main components, one on the knowledge management or data processing side, and then the second on the agent framework. I'll kind of talk a little bit about both. I think for the purposes of this talk, it's probably primarily figuring out how like the LlamaIndex framework can integrate with the Google ecosystem to help you build these different types of agents. But basically, Llama Cloud is that layer to help you centralize, process, and structure even the most complex like PDFs, documents, Google Sheets, Google Docs, etc., so that you can actually format it in a way that, again, LLMs can understand. And the combination of these two things helps to deliver these use cases, again, that we care about, like document research, automated extraction, and report generation. What is the benefit of this? One, if you're able to build these multi-step agents that actually help automate knowledge work, one, you save a bunch of time. Imagine the amount of time you spend like reading a document, figuring out what to do with it, entering stuff into an Excel spreadsheet. The second is you probably are able to make more accurate decisions because you just have much easier access to the data that's actually relevant at the specific point in time. So I'll give a quick overview of Llama Cloud. This is a little bit less related to the specific demo, but maybe just more of a picture of like the overall ecosystem. Llama Cloud is the knowledge management layer for your AI agents. It contains a few core components. There's data connectors, the file sources like Google Drive, S3, SharePoint, etc. It has a really, really good document parsing engine under it. For those of you who might be familiar with Llama Parse, we combine the best-in-class VLM models with parsing techniques to process even the most complex documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, and others. And the idea is that if you actually don't have your data in the right format, it doesn't really matter how good your agent is, you're going to get hallucinated results down here. Besides parsing, we also have extraction. So besides converting your doc into Markdown, you can also structure it into kind of like a structured JSON that you can then ETL into whatever downstream system. We can also index in a multimodal fashion an entire knowledge base of documents and allow you to basically retrieve from it with the most advanced hybrid search, re-ranking, etc. techniques. And the combination of this is really a set of building blocks, like data building blocks to help you manage and structure your unstructured data. Just to highlight some kind of like Llama cloud use cases. Maybe, I mean, I'm not going to go through every cell in this, but maybe just to highlight like two. There's one like financial analysis, which is more the assistant style. Imagine ingesting a ton of like public, private financial reports about a company, whether you're doing equity research or you're doing due diligence, being able to actually extract out all the numbers from these highly variable unstructured documents in a highly accurate manner so that you can use it for agentic decision making, downstream financial modeling, generating a memo, for instance. Another category is like back office or administrative operations, like invoice processing, contract review, being able to get insights for HR onboarding, and like compliance, all these things. Imagine the volume of documents that, again, you need to feed through some sort of like document intelligence layer and then leverage agentic decision making on top of that to then like solve a lot of this in an end-to-end automated fashion. Just to highlight two customer case studies. One of our customers is Rakuten, one of the biggest technology companies in Japan. They've used Llama Cloud to basically power some of the core RAG infrastructure behind kind of some main use cases within the company. One is an internal agent platform for every knowledge worker with 10,000 plus daily active users. Another is just like providing core RAG developer SDKs for various business apps. A second is LlamaIndex, a digital commerce agency where they use Llama Cloud to basically ingest and index brand documentation from Google Drive, Confluence, and more to help create downstream brand assistants that can answer very detailed questions about specific products for their clients. A really quick note on this, part of the secret sauce here, again, is really just combining VLNs with heuristic parsing techniques. If you think about traditional OCR, there's a lot of document processing stuff out there. A lot of what we do is integrate with the latest models like Gemini 2.0 Flash, make it agentic, so add a bunch of runtime compute, and then add in like a decade plus of experience in parsing techniques to basically drive up accuracy. And again, the end result is you get really, really nicely formatted data that you can then use for your downstream agents. This is just another benchmark that showcases how good Gemini 2.0 Flash is pretty good. It's obviously cheaper than Sonnet 3.7 and like OpenAI, but we basically just built an agent around it that could reason and do validation and reflection. And then again, when you combine it with a lot of kind of like the core document understanding technology that we have, it's really, really good at reading tables, charts, and images. So just want to highlight that in case you want to give us our stuff a try. Now let's go to the agent orchestration layer. So you got your documents structured in the right format, and now how do you actually build an agentic workflow on top of it? The framework is also called LlamaIndex. Might be a little confusing, but I'm just going to